What up, y'all? It's your girl Leah Star, Mrs. Give y'all one verse and go too crazy. And today I'm gonna be doing a story time about when I lost my V card, when I popped my cherry. The first time the Snicker was in the Kit Kat. The first time the bun was in the hot dog. I mean, the hot dog was in the bun. But anywho, before I get into the story, please subscribe down below now. Make sure y'all subscribe. Alright, and let's get into it. Let's see, do I want to sit right here? I really want to be comfortable with telling this story, so I think I'm going to sit on the couch here. Let me get my camera together. This is my first story time, so bear with me. Alright, so first I'm going to get into how we met. So it was my 12th grade year in high school, and I was actually at a school called BC. It's not a high school, it's like an adult alternative, because I got kicked out of school, and I'll get into that in the next video if y'all want to hear that. But so basically it was this new guy in the school, and like I used to hang out with I only used to hang out with like 2 people, my best friends. I'm gonna insert their picture here. Yeah, and they kept telling me like, it's this new guy in school, it's this new guy, he's so fine, he's so fine. And I seen him before, cause they was like, he's so fine, you gotta come see him. So we had walked past his classroom, they was like, that's him right there, and then they was like, he fine as hell, blah, blah, blah. So I'm like, oh, he is cute, whatever. I seen him earlier when all the new kids was coming in, but I thought that he was like somebody's parent, cause to me he looked like older than us. So yeah, but for some reason I had to go home early that day, so my mama came and got me from school. And on my way out, on my way back home, I seen this nigga with a bitch that we used to call Tatiana. Like everybody used to call her Tatiana. And I seen him walking to it was lunch break when I went home, so I seen him walking to the store with her, and I was like I had feel some type of way. I'm like, okay, so he fucking with that bitch. All right, it is what it is. So so I think it was like the next day, or it was either the next day or the next couple days. I didn't really come to school like that, because I only had to do a couple of classes, because I had more credits than everybody else, because I used to go to a DPS school. So I only had to come to school like two to 3 days out the week. I used to only come 2 days out the week for real. But so the day I came to school or whatever, he seen me and he was like, where my hug at? And then he was like, no, he ain't say where my hug at. So he seen me or whatever. He just kept staring at me. Then this girl I used to call my daughter, she came up to me and she was like, he want to meet you, he want to meet you. Then she was like, she a rapper. She was telling him like, she a rapper, she cold, Then he was like, where my hug at? And then I was like, no, I think he asked me where my hug at first. And then a girl came, and I'm like, who you talking to? You talking to me? And then he was like, yeah, he was like, I'm talking to you, where my hug at? And it's crazy, because like, niggas didn't really used to approach me like that, because I used to just look so mean all the time. Like I just wasn't in niggas' face like that for real. So I was just surprised, like, nigga, who are you talking to? He like, where my hug at? So I'm like, who are you talking to? You feel me? So I really did want to hug him, but like, I'm not, you feel me? I'm gonna play hard to get first. But anywho, so then that's when the girl came over, the girl I used to call my daughter came over and was like, oh, this Leah, this a rapper, she the rapper in the school, da da da. Everybody knew me as the rapper. Like, everybody knew I was gonna be famous, cause I used to rap in hallways and shit like that. Which is another story time I'm gonna get y'all. But so yeah, so where my hug at, so I didn't give him a hug or whatever. So I went to class, so that was like the beginning of class, that was like the beginning of school. So then first hour came, and I had to go to his classroom for something. Like the teacher had sent me over there to grab something for the class project or something. So I went over there, and when I would see him in his class, he was like, I was like, I told the teacher like, I came to give you this. And then he was like, oh, I thought you was coming to give me my hug. Like, he said that, and then everybody in the class was looking and shit, and they was laughing. And then I ain't gonna lie, I thought it was cute that he was like, you know, in front of everybody, like, he ain't give a fuck, like, he let everybody know, like, oh, I thought you was coming to give me my hug, you feel me? So I still was ignoring him or whatever. So what happened? Oh, it was the end of the day. So now it's the end of the day at school, and he was like, I was waiting on my mama to come get me or whatever. Like, all the girls was in his face. All the girls be crowding around him trying to talk to him. So while they was trying to talk to him, he just walked up to me. He was like, why you be acting so mean? Why you be looking so mean? And the nigga never really asked me that, and I just thought it was cute, like how he just didn't give a fuck, like he wasn't scared to approach me. I thought that was cute. So I'm like, what you mean? And then he was like, no, I didn't even answer him, so I just kept looking out the window or whatever. I'm like, waiting on mama. And then my friends, my two best friends, they started laughing or whatever. And he was like, so hello, do you hear me talk to you? Hello. So I wasn't paying him no attention. And then he was like, you got a Kick? And then I was like, yeah. And then he was like, follow me on Kick or whatever. So I followed him on Kick before I left. And then after that, we was talking every single day on Kick or whatever. So long story short, he ended up becoming my boyfriend. Like, we talked for like 2 months, and then he ended up becoming my boyfriend. So we was dating for like 8 months. We was dating for about 8 months. Then we broke up right before motherfucking prom. And we didn't even have a prom at my school, but I went to prom with my cousins. I'm gonna insert that picture here. Like I said, we didn't have a prom at my school because it was an alternative, but I did go to prom. And I always wanted to lose my virginity on prom, so I was mad that we even broke up, but ain't no nigga about to play with me, period. So I had to break up with him. But I was super in love with this nigga. Like, we used to talk every single day. We was like best friends. Like, I was super in love with him. But anywho, so we was broken up, and I was thinking about this nigga every day after we broke up. I ain't even gonna lie. Like, this was my first time going through a heartbreak. I was listening to all the sad songs, crying and shit. I ain't gonna say I was crying, but I probably cried once or twice. But I'm not the type to just be sitting there crying. I ain't gonna lie. One time I was on my way to work, and I was about to start crying because my mom was listening to When You Left I Left, and I was like, turn this off. And then she was like, what you want me to turn it up for? And I'm like, because this make me think of my ex and whatever. And then she was like, you crazy if you let a nigga stop you from listening to a song. So she made me feel soft. So that's when I chucked that shit up and stopped crying and shit. Hold on. Yeah, so that's when I stopped crying and shit. And I used to just be getting advice from my older I used to work at Target, so I used to be giving advice from my older employee or whatever. Like, we was super cool. Shout out to LaCara, period. And I was just, as soon as I was starting to get over him, we had been broken up for about 3 months after high school. So as soon as I started getting over him, I had came home, but I was just thinking about him this particular day. I came home and my grandma was like, oh, your ex just came by or whatever. And it was like around the 4th of July. Cause I remember everybody was popping fireworks. It had to be the 4th, it might have been the 4th. No, it wasn't the 4th of July. It was like the next week after like the 4th of July. But everybody was popping fireworks. And she was like, your ex just came over. Oh, let me go back to prom. I always wanted to lose my virginity on prom. Like, I always wanted to lose my virginity on prom. My motherfucking nail just came up. But anyway, I always wanted to lose my virginity on prom. And so that's why I was really hurt that we broken up. So I was sad as hell on prom day, like literally, I was sad. But anywho, like I said, so I was 18 or whatever. Like I said, so let's get back to the point. I came home from work and my grandma was like, oh, your ex just came over. He looked good, like he looked like he been getting himself together. He bought everybody ice cream, all the kids ice cream. I guess my little cousin loved her ice cream. He bought her something. It's crazy because my grandma usually always be telling me to leave him alone. She ain't really like him like that for me. So it's crazy that she was like gassing him up. So I'm like, okay, what? Like, whatever. So it was on my mind though. Like, I did kind of want to see him, but at the same time, it was like, damn, I'm just getting over him. So anywho, so I had came outside and I was just like pacing up and down the street, like just clearing my mind and just walking around. And then next thing you know, I seen him coming down the street. Oh no, I came in the house and then my grandma was like, oh, your ex, and I think I fell asleep and I woke back up and it was like at nighttime. And then she was like, oh, your ex outside. And my motherfucking heart, y'all like, oh shit, he here, like what the fuck? I haven't seen him in a minute, like 3 months. So, I ain't gonna lie, when I seen him, he looked like, I think he was looking good as hell, I ain't gonna lie, like he was looking good. And I had just took my hair out. Like, I had my real hair out. I had a bun, my little baby hair. I looked so young. Like, it was crazy. So I came outside or whatever, and he was just like, I just want to talk to you, whatever. I'm like, we don't got nothing to talk about, But my grandma was like, can you go buy me some cigarettes? She always asks motherfuckers to buy her cigarettes. So she asked him, can he go buy her some cigarettes? So he walked to the store to buy her some cigarettes. So he had to come back to the house anyway. So I'm like, fuck, we can just walk. So we walked and bought her some cigarettes or whatever. Walked to the store to buy her some cigarettes. And we was just talking the whole time we was walking or whatever. And then he was just like, I want you to come to this party. I'm going to this party. I want you to come. And I'm like, no, I'm not going nowhere with you. And then, like, I was like just giving him the cold shoulder for real, but I'm still giving him my time. Like, I shouldn't even been talking to the man. But we were just walking around. We didn't even end up giving her cigarettes. Like, we ended up walking around for hours, and we was just talking and reminiscing and stuff. And then I remember walking past a sign that said "Beware of dog," and I was like, "Beware of dog." I was like, they should have warned me earlier. Or I said something. I was like, they should have warned me sooner or something. And then he started laughing and shit. Like, we was laughing, and it was a cute little vibe. I'm not gonna lie, it's a cute little vibe, whatever. And the feeling started to come back a little bit. I ain't gonna lie. So then we ended up walking, and it was like we was like in traffic. Like, I'm not gonna tell you where we was at because I don't know motherfuckers to figure out where I live, but it was like a lot of traffic where we was at, but we was like on the street. And he was like, I just want to tell you I apologize for everything I ever put you through. I'm serious. And then it was like a movie because it was like fireworks going off. Oh wait, before we get to that part, let me tell y'all about the part when it was a girl walking. And she was selling fireworks. She was giving out fireworks. And she tried to get this nigga a firework while I was walking with him. He acted like he was about to walk across the street. Cause I was like, I don't give a fuck if you talk to that bitch. I was like, I'll hook you up with a bitch right now. Or whatever. And it was a girl, and then it ended up being a girl walking or whatever. And she was like, she was giving away fireworks. She was like, you want a firework? And then he was like, yeah. And he acted like he was about to walk across the street to get it. And I grabbed that nigga by his shirt. And I'm like, nigga, don't motherfucker play with me out here. And I told her, like, he good, whatever. So it was funny. But anywho, so then, like, cause the feelings was starting to come back. But anyway, let's fast forward to the part, like, when we was walking. And then it was fireworks going off and shit, cause it was nighttime. And he was like, and he was, like I said, he was apologizing for everything he ever did to me. Then he was like, you the best girlfriend I ever had. You never did nothing wrong. And I miss you. I love you. I'm still in love with you. And then he was like, and I don't give a fuck about all these people being outside or whatever. He was like, I'll get on my knees right now. Then I was like, you're not about to get on your knees. And then he was like, I'll get on my knees right now. I was like, well, nigga, get on your knees then. So then he got on his motherfucking knees, y'all. He got on his knees, and then he started kissing me, like kissing my belly and shit. Then he was like, I'm sorry, da, da, da. And then it was just so cute. Then when he got up, we started tongue kiss. I ain't gonna lie, we started kissing or whatever. And I was back in love. I ain't gonna lie, I was back in motherfucking love. That's that young love shit, y'all. Puppy love. Like, a nigga can't get me back that quick no more, ever. But anywho. So then he had left. No, he didn't. Did he leave? He did. He left, and then the next day he ended up coming over my house again. And when he came over like at 2 o'clock in the motherfucking morning. Y'all should have already knew what type of tip he was gonna be on. He came over at like 2 o'clock in the morning. He said he just got off of work. I think the nigga was lying. I don't even think the nigga really had a job. But he lied and said he just got off of work, whatever. So he was like, just come back to my house. He was like, just come to my house, whatever. Ain't nobody there right now. We can just kick it. You feel me? Like, you feel me? We ain't gotta do nothing. That's what he said. I was like, all right. So he put me on his back. He ain't have a car. So he put me on his back, y'all, and he walked me home. He walked me to his house, whatever. He used to live like right by me. Like his mama used to live right by me. So like 10 minutes away. So and I thought it was romantic. When you young, you think shit like that romantic. He walking me on his back or whatever. And everybody, like, as we walking, everybody like, oh no, that was the next day when everybody was saying like we was cute when he was walking me on his back. So anywho, he was walking me on his back. It was like nighttime. Nobody was really outside. Like I said, it was like 2 o'clock in the morning. We got to his house and nobody was there. And I ain't gonna lie, I think we just started kissing and shit. And yeah, this is embarrassing. I don't think he had a room back then. Like, he did have a room, but his sister and them was sleeping in his room at the time, so he didn't have a room at this time. So we was in the living room. He started putting all the pillows and stuff on on the floor. And I already knew it was gonna go down, but I was already thinking, like I said, I already wanted to lose my virginity at 18. That always been my goal, like to lose my virginity at 18. And I feel like it was better to lose it to him than to somebody I didn't know or didn't love. So I didn't give a fuck. So I knew what it was. So we got on the floor or whatever, and we was kissing, and we was like, and he started taking my clothes off. Did he take my clothes off? He started pulling my pants down. And he was like, basically like, you ready? And then I was like I don't think I even said no. I just was like, and then I think he had me like in a doggy style position. And when he first put that motherfucker in, I ain't gonna lie, that shit hurted. Like I was like, hold on, I'm not ready. Like hold on. So he was like, all right. He was like, you know what, we ain't gotta do it right now. Like, you're not ready. I respect that. We ain't gotta do it right now. So we just laid down, and he fell asleep. And I was just thinking, like, my mama ain't raised no punk ass bitch, period. And I'm ready to lose my virginity. So I woke him back up, like, babe, I'm ready. Like, baby, I'm ready. And I started kissing on him and stuff. And yeah. Oh shit. Yeah, like I said, so I started kissing him and stuff, and then yeah, we did it in like a missionary position, and we did it, and it did hurt at first, but then it stopped hurting for real, because this thing wasn't really that big for real. Like, light skin nigga, I'm not saying all light skins like that, but you know, it wasn't that big. It was like just the perfect size for me, because I'm a small petite girl to me, but it wasn't big at all. I'm not gonna say at all, it wasn't huge, so it didn't really hurt like that. It didn't really hurt like that. But it just felt very weird. I'm not gonna lie, I felt it very weird. Like, it didn't feel good until like the third time we did it. And after the third time, that's when I started becoming a freak. I ain't gonna lie. But it's crazy, like, cause before we even had sex, he used to just always ask me to eat my box. Like, he used to always just want to eat me. And I just never let him do it. Like, I was just so nervous and shy back then. Like, I didn't even used to watch adult films. Like, I didn't even used to do none of that. But he did turn me out. He turned me, yeah. But anywho, and that's the story of how I lost my virginity. Me and him is no longer together. We got back together after that, and then we broke up again. Some things is just better left in the past. And I'm grown. We grown now. There's nothing to talk about. But yeah, y'all, that's how I lost my virginity. And if y'all want to hear any more story times, I think I'm going to do a story time about when I was about to fight my teacher. Yeah, and I got kicked out of school. So I'm going to let y'all, if y'all want to hear that story time, comment it below. Follow me on Instagram at Leah Star.